To the world that might appear on Channel 9 later. So I actually go down the road of forgetting what the password is and then trying to change it, and that takes quite a bit.
Councilor Springsteen?
So I have a question and a follow-up question. Are you, as an IT department, able to keep our executive sessions that are done over Zoom confidential? That's my question.
I'm honestly not sure how to answer that right now.
I'm wondering why you need legal counsel to answer that question. I'm asking when we do an executive session.
I'm sorry, I was just clarifying with the city clerk, and they are kept on our drives. Yes.
No, but my question is, when we do an executive session, are you able, as an IT department, to keep that confidential so that is protected?
You mean from being shared publicly?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. If it is in our systems, which it is stored on our drives, then yes, it is confidential. Meaning the public does not have access to it.
Wonderful. So if we were to be doing. I'm wondering why you need legal counsel to answer that question. I'm asking when we do an executive session.
I'm sorry, I was just clarifying with the city clerk, and they are kept on our drives. Yes.
No, but my question is, when we do an executive session, are you able, as an IT department, to keep that confidential so that is protected?
You mean from being shared publicly?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. If it is in our systems, which it is stored on our drives, then yes, it is confidential. Meaning the public does not have access to it.
Wonderful. So if we were to be doing. No, Mayor, this is very important. I want an answer to that question, whether there's some difference.
There is a difference in
IT
personnel, not on the city
keep
side, but on the participant side, Counselor, on the participant side.
Stop when you do that. Everybody knows.
Holy cow.
You're cutting me off for a reason.
No.
Let me ask my question of this department head. If we have a personnel meeting. Anyway, I wanted to ask you a few questions about cybersecurity. And I wanted to read you an email that I received on March 28th. It said, "Dear wannabe Bruce Springsteen, I know where you live, bitch. You are human scum. One day you may start your car and it will catch fire. The only way you remain safe." Am I still on?
Mm-hmm.
"The only way you remain safe is to retire from city council. Don't think I'm serious? Trust me, bitch. I will be sending a small dicked goop to rape you. Mayor Paul." My question for you, given the fact that this happened on March 28th, is why I, as a city councilor, have not been given any kind of report on the investigations that the IT department at the city has done into this very, very vicious death threat, that has really changed my life, to be honest with you, and the lives of all of my constituents. And I love, your report, and it's sort of in line with what we usually. That has really changed my life, to be honest with you, and the lives of all of my constituents. And I love, your report, and it's sort of in line with what we usually get in Mayberry / Lakewood, but it doesn't delve into what the problems are, the real problems that we have faced over the past year or so. I think it's a pretty big deal if the leader of a city can have their email taken over and spoofed this way. And I think it's a pretty big deal if the IT department and city leadership and city manager and mayor and rest of city council do not in any way address this kind of cybersecurity issue. And so one of my questions for you is, how does an IT department address something like this? How does an IT department protect the mayor of a city? How does an IT department, why has the subject of this threat not received any kind of report or email or any kind of communication from the IT department regarding why this took place and what you have done to try to rectify it and make sure it doesn't happen again? What have you done to try to prevent?
Let's let her start answering. These are a lot of loaded questions here, and so we'd ask that you can answer these to the best of your ability.
I am talking about my life, and so you are going to let me finish, please. You are not going to interrupt me this time.
I'm going to have her start to answer some of these questions. You've asked 8 questions, and out of the courtesy of our guest.
Point of order.
Okay, what's your point of order? Okay, I'm going to let her try to answer some of your questions before you keep going on to question 10, 11, 12, and 13, so she can try to keep up with what she can, okay?
No, Mayor,
it's out of respect.
I'm going to finish. So my problem here is that it has been, 5 months since this occurred, and your department has not communicated with me the subject of this threat in one way, has not communicated with the press, has not communicated with this council, has not suggested ways to prevent this from happening in the future. And frankly, I would just like to know, what are you guys doing over there?
Thank you.
Oh, you're going to laugh about me receiving a death threat? Who was that laughing?
So if you'd like to try to tackle some of those, that might not be, you might not be able to answer all of those, and I do apologize.
I would like to know who was laughing. Can somebody tell me? Because I can't be there.
Okay.
Because I am afraid for my life.
Counselor?
So I have to appear remotely. So I want to know who was laughing.
You're out of order. I'm going to put you on mute, and we're going to have her go ahead and respond.
I want to know.
Okay. Please.
I am very sorry to hear of these kinds of. I'm more than happy to look into this incident and follow up with Councilor Springsteen if that is appropriate, because that's not something I'm prepared to answer tonight specifically.
So that's my question. You have not looked into it?
So, Ms. Hodson?
You are going to look into it? You have not looked into it? Please answer that question.
Ms. Hodson?
So a police report was filed, and the FBI also did an investigation. So IT certainly played a role in this investigation.